In today's video, we will continue to talk about solving systems of equations using elimination. Let's just review a problem we already know how to solve. We know how to solve problems where there is already an opposite pair in the problem that we can easily cancel out. For example, in this problem, we have a positive 3y and a negative 3y. And we know that those two will, when we add the equations together, that those two terms will cancel out. So the y's will drop out of the problem, and we will add 4x plus negative 2x, and that will give us 2x, and 1 plus 1 equals 2. The y's have dropped out of the problem and left us with one equation with one variable. We will now solve for this variable by dividing both sides by 2. So that means x equals 1. Now we are going to take the value of x that we just found and plug it into one of the equations. Remember, it doesn't matter which equation you plug it into. So we're going to plug in 1 for x, Four times 1 is 4, plus 3y equals 1. Now we will subtract 4 from both sides, and we will get 3y equals negative 3. And now we will divide both sides by 3. And our answer will be y equals negative 1. So our solution is the ordered pair 1, negative 1. Now let's go to a slightly different problem. If we look at this problem right here, we notice that there are no opposite pairs in the problem. So what we are going to do is we are going to create opposite pairs by using multiplication. Let's look at the first term, the x's. We see that we already have one positive and one negative. So now we just need them to be equal to each other. We need them to have the same coefficient. So I'm going to accomplish that by multiplying the top equation by 2, which is the coefficient of x in the second equation. And then I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 4, which is the coefficient of x in the top. Now let's see what happens when we multiply these two equations. So we're going to multiply the whole top equation by 2. So 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times 4y is 8y. We're also going to multiply the 2 times the constant. 2 times 20 is 40. Now let's multiply the second equation by 4. So 4 times negative 2x is negative 8x. 4 times 3y is 12y. And 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Now notice that we have opposite pairs. We have a positive 8x and a negative 8x. So now we can add these equations together. When we do, the x's will cancel out. 8y plus 12y is 20y. And 40 plus negative 20 is positive 20. Now we can divide both sides by 20. And we find that y equals 1. We still need to know what x is, so we're going to choose one of the equations. I'll go with the top one. and we're going to plug in the value for y that we just found. We know that y equals 1, so we're going to plug 1 in for y. 4x plus 4 times 1 equals 20. Now we will simplify and solve for x. 4x plus 4 equals 20. Now let's subtract 4 on both sides. That will give us 4x equals 16. Now we will divide both sides by 4, and we find that x equals 4. Our last step is to write our solution as an ordered pair. X is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1. So the solution to this system of equations is the ordered pair 4, 1. Let's go back over our steps very quickly. The first thing we did was created opposite pairs by multiplying the top equation by the coefficient of the bottom, and the bottom equation was multiplied by the coefficient of the top. Then we added the equations together and solved for y. We then substituted the value we found for y into the first equation and solved for x. We then wrote our solution as an ordered pair.